Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Ashley. If you are new here, I'm a homeschooling mom to 7 kiddos, ranging in age from 11 down to 5 months. So I've been doing kind of on a roll with curriculum videos, what we've done this past year and what we plan on doing this coming year for all the kids that I'm homeschooling right now. So I am going to go into first grade this video. First grade is one that my second kiddo started at. And to be honest with you, I have it written down, but I don't remember off the top of my head a lot of the exact pieces that we used. I have it still, but it's been a few years. So I'm going to do what works well. And, like I've mentioned before, all kids can be different. Different curriculums work for different kids on their learning style and how well they respond to different curriculums in general. So for my first grader, this is my first kid that has not been in public school before. So she did do a semester of preschool, and then everything with COVID happened and we were home the second semester. So she did get a head start in a physical preschool, but she has never been in public school. So I'm going to kind of go over what I plan to use with her this coming year. And hopefully this will work. This is also the one that I mentioned, the kiddo that we started with a particular math at the beginning of the year. We started with Horizons, and then we ended up switching to Good and the Beautiful about a month in. So, keep in mind that if you want to switch, it is okay to do so. We are caught back up. We did catch back up pretty quickly. So we really didn't wait. We didn't lose much time at all. So that is what we will be using for math, the Good and the Beautiful math. We are going to stick with that. She has done well with that. She likes the games. They are revamping their math curriculum, and it is going to be a little bit different than what the current editions are. So I think it's going to be a little bit simpler from my understanding, and not as much kind of extra stuff. If you want to do like extra games and things like that, I believe that might be available still, but for the most part, it's just going to be like a simpler, condensed version with the same kind of format. So they'll still enjoy it. They'll still be used to what they've been working on for kindergarten, but just a little bit simpler, maybe not as time consuming. Now, for me personally, if there's something that I think we don't need to do or something that we can do later, or, just extra fluff kind of that's in there, I might not do all that. So it's kind of just a choice too. If you want to do that or skip over it, if you feel like you have to do every single piece exactly how it says in the, in the curriculum, then that's fine too. But I think this is going to be just a little bit more condensed version for my understanding. So not as time consuming. So we're going to stick with that for math. We started All About Reading this year. The level 1 is what we were doing this year. And so we will be going on to level 2 this coming year. I really liked that. She has really thrived on that. Sometimes the lessons are long, so we kind of have to have it broken up into 2 days, which is totally fine. I mean, their attention span as far as sitting down, and it's a lot of reading if you do the whole lesson in one day, depending on the lesson. Some are more activity-based lessons and some are more sit down and read, and then read this particular story in the book. I will do flip through on that as well. All these, like I've mentioned in all my videos, when I get these in, I will do flip throughs on these so that you can see exactly what it looks like prior to ordering, or if you're on the fence about it, you can kind of see and determine for yourself if it's what you want to do. So All About Reading level 2. We have really liked the first level, love it, worked well. We're going to continue on with that. That is going to act as like her language arts for kind of in the reading aspect. There's not really too much grammar other than learning how to pronounce words and things like that. So we're going to stick with that for now. We are going to start, my other kids started the wordlywise vocabulary, and they might have a kindergarten version actually, but first grade. We're going to start with that, just simple vocabulary so that she can kind of get the hang of things, start these things early. It will all be on their level. And we have really liked that curriculum. So far, it's been challenging for my older two. And so I think it's going to be a good choice for her starting in first grade, where we start to do a little bit more work. It's not all fun and games. I mean, it's still fun, but it's not all fun and games, like in pre-K or kindergarten. So we have a little bit more that we need to focus on. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the wordlywise vocabulary, first grade or level 1, or I can't remember how they list it on there, but the one with the 1 in it. Spelling. We do evanmoorspelling. We have liked that this year. I like that format and it works well as far as a weekly list. So I took a look at that for first grade and we're going to start that. Very simple, easy, 3-letter words, 4-letter words, whatever. It's going to, I want her to start learning how to spell better. She knows how to spell some things, but better. So we're going to start that. That'll be her first time using that. And I think she'll like it. It's very simple. I took a look at it on their website. So we will be doing that, the evanmoorspelling. I believe it's spelling skills. But I will link everything down there, down in the description box so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. The handwriting, Good and the Beautiful, we did start with that this year, and we've kind of been lax about it, so I'm going to get back on the bandwagon with that when the new year starts. So the Good and the Beautiful handwriting, I think she'll benefit from that a little bit, working a little bit more on her handwriting skills. So we're going to do that. Those are levels, but they have corresponded so far with my kids' grades. So I'm going to do the level 1. We had the kindergarten 1. And that was okay for her level this past year. So we will be moving on to the level 1 handwriting for the Good and the Beautiful. Studies weekly. I mentioned this in my other video. I have, for my older 2, we have had to find a Texas history curriculum that works, or really one in general, and then one that works. So my older kiddo will have a textbook and then do this, what I'm about to tell you all about. And then my second kiddo will just be doing the Studies Weekly. So Studies Weekly has Texas history for 4th grade, which is what my second kid is doing. And I'm going to kind of combine that with my 7th grader as well, just to kind of sprinkle some little extra facts in. And so I'm going to try the 1st grade Studies Weekly for her and see how she likes it. I will link that. It's just I haven't had a physical copy yet. I plan to order those soon so that I can kind of do a flip through on that and see if I really like it, but it looks like I will like it. I plan on liking it. It is more of a magazine type article format. So it's not just like a simple textbook that they're just sitting down reading. So a little bit more interactive for them. And I think maybe just might keep her attention a little bit better. So I will link that so you can go and look on the website. Also, it goes kindergarten to 6th grade. So I'm going to see how that works for her. And just like I said, all these things are year to year. So what works this year might not work next year, depending on the grade level. And that's why I always say give yourself the flexibility to change things if you need to. If you get it in the mail and I don't like this, or you start it with the kiddo and they do not do well with that, it's okay to change. Trust me, I've done it plenty of times. And then finally, I'm going to do the science unit studies. So my older 2 will be doing unit studies. I mentioned in a lot of my other videos that we started doing the Good and the Beautiful unit studies, and I felt like it wasn't too much. It would actually probably be good for her grade level. Most of them typically are kindergarten through 6th grade, but it was a little bit maybe elementary for my older one, my older kids. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to incorporate the Good and the Beautiful somehow, whether it's some of their pieces. They have a lot of good books on their website that you can use in addition to, certain science curriculums or whatnot, and or science unit studies, and a lot of extras. So I think that I will do that. I will do a video specifically on all the unit studies, science unit studies that I decide to do either throughout the year, or I'll do it semester by semester because, it's kind of broken up. And then I will do specific videos on the exact unit studies as I do them and what I have decided and where I pull my information from. So the Good and the Beautiful has a lot. I just felt like for my older kids, it was a little bit elementary, and I'd like for them to do somewhat of the same thing, not necessarily reading from the same curriculum. But if we're doing, I don't know, weather, for example, then I want them all to be able to do something as it relates to weather, but maybe my first grader will have a different worksheet, or we will adjust, you know, something to her level versus my seventh grader, who's obviously going to have something a little bit more difficult as it relates to that particular topic. So I will show you kind of how I do that once I figure that out. Hopefully soon I will be doing that, a video on that, so you can kind of get an idea and maybe get some ideas on certain topics. There's so much out there for science, especially if you are piecing together certain things or different topics. There's a lot to work with. So that is what we will be doing for first grade for this upcoming school year. I will link everything down below as I get it. I will do flip throughs and let you know how I like it. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to let me know, comment, however. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.